currently sheltered in place during the coronavirus situation, but it doesn't mean we can't dream and plan our next trip. Our next segment on today's Big Blend Radio travel show takes us to one of our Love Your Parks tour destinations. In fact, we're supposed to be there now, so we're kind of bummed about this, as we all are, not being able to travel right now. But again, that will come to an end. We're going to California-Sequoia-Country. It's a beautiful area in Central California. It's home to Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Parks, Giant Sequoia National Monument, Sequoia National Forest, and it's all part of Tulare-County, which has just beautiful agricultural communities and artist communities, and just wonderful destinations like Tulare, Exeter, Visalia, Porterville, Woodlake, Springville, Three Rivers, Lindsay. Go to the website. It's Discover-the-Sequoias.com, really home to the giants, the big giant trees. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. So we've got three of our friends joining us from the Sequoia Tourism Council. I'm going to introduce them each at a time. First one, let's talk with Donette Silva-Carter. She is from the Tulare Chamber of Commerce, and you can see her region. Go to her website. It's tularechamber.org. Donette, how are you?
I'm doing very well, ladies. It's so good to be back on the show and chatting with you. We are in the midst of the COVID-19 situation, but there's so much positive that's happening in all of our communities, and we have much to look forward to when the travel opens up to everyone. So good to chat with you today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we're not all in person, but it will change. It will change for sure. And I think it is a sad situation, but at the same time, you're very right. There's a lot of positive stories, a lot of positive things happening. So, and a lot of us are going, hey, we want out. So travel will resume. We want out of the house, I want to bring our next guest is Sandy Blankenship. She is the keeper of Walter the cat, of the cat of Exeter. She is from the Exeter Chamber of Commerce, and you can go to her website. It's exeterchamber.com. How are you doing, Sandy?
I'm great. It's a beautiful day here in Exeter. It's nice to talk with you.
You too. Are the orange blossoms happening?
They are. They're not terribly strong just yet, but I can smell them. Yes, they're there.
Oh, awesome. That's going to lift everyone's spirits, right? Get outside, take a good whiff of that. Beautiful. It's aromatic for sure. It's beautiful. It's intoxicating. Beautiful, beautiful. All the citrus out there. How many crops are grown in the area again? Is it over 200?
Oh yeah, I would guess so. Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, you've got all the citrus blooms, and then all the nuts start to bloom, and almond trees, and oh man, it's a beautiful, beautiful region. And next guest is Suzanne Bianco, and she's from Visit Visalia, which you can go to visitvisalia.com, and it's pretty much one of the largest city in the region, right? Suzanne, welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you. Not welcome.
Yeah,
thank you. Glad to be here.
Let me give you 10
nice
questions.
To be able to chat with you guys.
You too.
Yeah,
welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's a strange circumstance, but I know that Nancy and I travel full time as part of normal life, right? But we're also used to virtually traveling, so being on a show with you gals is normal for us, and it's great to have you all back to share what's going on. So Visalia, let's start with you. The city it's got to be quite quiet, but talk about positive stories. I see them all watching your social media. That good things are happening. It seems like the community is standing up and helping each other, and that's what's happening in Visalia, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like so many cities across the country, we're trying to comply with our state's mandated stay-at-home policy, but that doesn't mean that we aren't aren't doing things on a local level. So a lot of great things, some positive things maybe coming out of this. So
I think so.
We really are looking forward to actually when we can welcome visitors to our area again. But in the meantime, we hope that maybe today your listeners will get a little bit of inspiration and hear some great things, and maybe they can plan what they're going to do once the quarantine is over.
Right.
Exactly. So good planning time.
Yeah. Sandy, over in Exeter, because I know you've got great restaurants, as Visalia, Tulare, the whole region is. Sandy, are you able to get like takeout, and because a lot of people are doing delivery or curbside pickup? Is that kind of thing happening in your area?
Yes, yes, big time. They're, the businesses are just trying to stay afloat during this time. They can't have inside dining, but you can pick up. There's some restaurants are doing the family meal packs that you can pick up, like Monet's is doing that. Hometown Emporium has a dinner special every day, a different special, and you can order that the day ahead and go pick it up, and it's a full meal, and you just pay per person. So a lot of ingenuity going on during this difficult time.
Yeah, I think there's ingenuity, but I think that also helps business. I think that it helps you as a business owner to learn some other things. You start to realize you have more tools in your toolkit when things like this happen, and this is on the positive side. It is, you look at it economically and you're like, and then it's like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to fix it? And so I think that's some of the beautiful things, and it also gives something new to customers, a new way of enjoying their food, or there's online shopping still, so a lot of things happening. Real quick before we go to Donette, Suzanne, I know you have a ton of restaurants in Visalia, so is that happening too? Because you even have an online jigsaw puzzle about your food, dining in Visalia.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was kind of a fun little thing we shared through social media. We had a little jigsaw puzzle that you can do digitally, so that's a kind of a fun thing, just to remind folks that there are a lot of really great restaurants, not just in Visalia, but throughout this whole region. As you mentioned, being in the center of agriculture, we've got fresh, that's for sure. So one of the cutest things I've seen, we have a great little restaurant here near downtown called Planing Mill Pizza, and they have a really fun outdoor patio with those large jumbo games, and families like to come and hang out on Sunday afternoons and whatever, get their pizza. Well, a lot of families go to this restaurant, so they came up with their takeout meal was make your own pizza. So you could get fresh dough, the sauce, the cheese, the pepperonis, and in a cute little box, and take it home, and then your family can build the pizza together, which I thought that's a really fun and creative way to, kind of keep things interesting as people are having to stay home and eat.
I like that, and I
want one.
I love the pizza there. I remember having a really cool pizza, and I remember a lot of firemen being in there, and I thought that was pretty darn cool too.
Here we go.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I know.
It's not ordinary. It's just not your ordinary pizza. They have Thai pie. They've got lots of really creative.
That's what we had.
Yeah, typical. Yes, it's a lot of fun, a lot of different things. And they're in a really cool building that old historic building that they've renovated. So it's a really fun place to go when things are great and open again.
Yeah, well,
it's nice to see them really still participating, keeping their people employed and having these meals available for those of us that are at home and getting tired of our own cooking. It's nice to be able to pull up curbside and they, will, give you a meal to go. It's awesome.
I know, it is very cool. Donette, I saw, I know in Porterville, Stafford's Chocolate, we love them there. And
absolutely.
The Ooey Gooey bars. I saw them, continuing on with things. And then I saw Bravo Farms giving food and produce?
Yeah, they're doing a fabulous job of helping to feed the community. So not just through the restaurant where they are offering a special discount right now to all first responders, but they've also taken food to the hospital. They are helping to feed families that are, experiencing all the challenges right now of unemployment situation. So they have contributed funds as well as food to people, and it's been fantastic. I know one of the churches just, happened to call me. She's one of our ambassadors. She said, I just want to thank you through our connections to the chamber. We feel like we've really gotten out there and people know that we're doing this and helping people. And she said Bravo had come over and given them $1,000, some fantastic artisan breads as well as produce. And so people are really stepping up. I mean, it truly is that filling up community, not just in Tulare. I'm sure that this is, across the board, but we do feel like that we are Tulare strong here, and that whenever there's a challenge, people do step up and do what they can to help. And these are even people themselves who, are probably experiencing challenging times as well. We've seen some fun creativity too. We have Galaxy Theater here. It's a huge luxury movie theater, and they are offering this very cool special where if you buy a $25 gift card, then you get this ginormous bag of popcorn. It is like 3 feet tall, and people are getting that and, sharing it, with their families and that type of thing and having their at-home movie night. Then they have their gift cards to save when the movie theater can open up again. So just a fun way to, again, help them to keep some people employed and also, have some fun with your movie theater popcorn and look forward to, some things in the future when you'll be able to go back to the movie theater.
Yeah, I want that. Nancy, the Tower of Popcorn.
I know. I'm like, I want that.
That is a new form of
pizza. I want the popcorn.
I know. This is very cool. And gift cards are a really cool thing. I've seen a lot of that where just even, for I have a friend, she's a beautician and stylist, and her clients are sending her, buying gift cards. And so I think that kind of thing really, really helps if you're able to do that. It's definitely a time that I think the biggest positive thing out of all of this is seeing everyone come together in communities across the country and work together, whether it's through food, through donations, and just even, Zooming across the country. There's some way of everybody doing this. Donette, did you do your chamber mixer through Zoom? How did you do that?
We did,
and
it was a first for us. Let me tell you, I have had to get up to speed on technology myself, and we cut it through a whole bunch of things at one time during this week and into the future as we're going in the next few weeks of this, and it was a lot of fun. We even had the mayor. He joined us to give us a little update and asked a lot of fun questions. People showed us who their new coworkers are, those that are working at home, so we saw a lot of kids, cats, and dogs, and I had my chamber dogs on there. And so, just doing things differently to keep people connected, also to keep people educated for both their businesses and offering some training skills workshops as well for those folks who, perhaps do have more time on their hands. Now, we don't, I don't think, at all, but there are a lot who do. And so trying to keep, some other offerings. And just speaking of that, I do want to talk about one of our community people, Maria Silva. She is amazing. She is a local, her and her husband, are in the ag industry here. And she has Mrs. Silva's Crazy Kitchen Kids cooking show. And it's something that she's done, and she's really amped it up. She's doing this every day, Facebook Live, and it is a way to bring the families together and to teach kids cooking skills. So she tries to keep it to recipes that are just, a few items that you're going to need as far as your ingredients and how to cook these things. And it looks like so much fun. I haven't had a chance to cook along with them, but I've watched some of her shows. She is Portuguese, so she definitely has some of the Portuguese flavors in there in what she's doing, but she does American and other foods as well. But just a lot of fun and entertainment. I know one of our employees at the chamber, her kids have watched the show and they really enjoyed it and they love to cook. So it really gives them some additional activities to do, when they're at home.
I love this. And this again, it gives people an insight to a community, so if you've never been there, you just start watching people like, oh, look, you start to know people from the community, which I think is great. And I wanted to go, just one thing that seems to be staying normal and not going away in life is Exeter's siren at noon. I was just going to say that, Sandy.
Sorry, I tried to muffle it.
No, it's normalcy. So that's one thing, COVID ain't going to take that out. Tell everybody about your siren.
Yes, for many, many, many years, we've tried to trace it back, and we've had people that are in their upper 80s saying they remember it as a child. So it's been going on a long time. So every day at noon, our fire station siren goes off, the whistle. Most people, when they're here and visiting and not aware of it, they look like there's going to be an air raid or something, or they need to duck and roll or something. But yeah, it goes on every day. Tells you it's lunchtime.
Yeah. See,
Cool.
that's it. And how many shows have we done when it's Champagne Sunday shows and everything
there
it's
it
happened
goes.
in the middle and you're like, what? You know, it's when I heard that I was like, oh, we're back in Exeter again, you know. But and then I feel it's the firemen knew we were talking about them, right, Suzanne, over in Visalia. They heard it. They know. They know.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, my office is very
So
close
funny.
to the fire department, so yes, it's in my back. It's in my backyard, and so it goes off. We hear it really well.
This is exactly it. This is, to me, that's it. You know, go see Sandy. She's got firemen in the backyard. No. But listen, how is Walter handling this, you know, with the chamber office, you know, not being open for everyone, right? Is he missing everybody visiting?
He is. He's very needy when we come in. We're only here at the office for a few hours. Otherwise, I'm working remotely. And he gets very clingy, and it's been a little chilly, and so he misses people. He likes he's very much a people cat. We couldn't have asked for a better mascot in the office.
Oh, shame, man. Now, Suzanne, you sent me some links. This is the coolest thing. Now, Nancy is addicted to webcams, and she goes around to Africa and all these places.
Yeah.
But now you've got new ones,
excited.
Nancy. Guess what?
Cool.
So there's webcams for, Lake Kauai, and also, and because Lake Kauai, they just recently had to close too, but the giant forest.
Nice.
So for Sequoia National Park, you can go to the giant forest and watch, right?
Awesome. The webcams
that's
are awesome.
I think it's great. So many people are coming forth with virtual tours of lots of things, including our national park, and it's kind of fun because we had a little storm this week, so it's kind of snowy up there in the parks. But we'll go and look again in maybe a week, and it'll all be melted, and you'll see the spring flowers, and it's really fun to be able to see what's going on up in the park. Maybe spot an animal or two. I don't know.
Yeah, it's addictive, and I have seen lots of wildlife because I watch Africa webcams, but I also been watching downtown Julian, where we used to live, and it is kind of funny because there's people that I know, and every once in a while somebody waves to the webcam, and I'm like, oh, they saw me seeing them, you know, and I'm like, no, they don't see you. But they're just waving at the camera, so it's
You're weird, Nancy.
No, it's fun.
Well, now you got two more new ones to add to your
I'm
list.
Excited.
See, we don't get a lot of work done because Nancy's, you know, webcamming. But this is, I think, these virtual tours. I know we've been doing it on our Parks and Travel Facebook pages. We take someone, it's like here's a video. If you didn't have time to watch it, here it is now. Go on a virtual tour, and then you can plan where you want to go. And so I think, you know, that's something we can all do is plan and, like, you know, go to Discover-the-Sequoias.com because it'll take you to all the different communities. And Sandy, you know, one thing about Exeter, you have all the murals, as do Tulare and Visalia, and pretty much all the communities in the area have public art. One thing I was thinking is that's going to be, you know, the parks are going to be a huge deal for people to get out and get fresh air. But do you think murals, are you seeing people drive around and doing like day drives to look at the murals, and that's going to be kind of one of the first things of comeback in tourism is public art because you're outside?
Yes. Even now we have families that go by on bicycles or in, you know, their family unit groups. Not huge numbers, so they're self-isolating. You know, they're keeping the social distancing going on. However, but they're out looking at the murals. Some of the businesses and homes have put teddy bears in their windows or on their front porches for the children to go on a teddy bear hunt, and they can look for those. We also have our Exeter Rocks that are really jumping on board with the social distancing and having people are at home or painting rocks with inspirational sayings on them and then hiding them in places where people can find them when they're out on their walks. And there's lots of things going on here to keep people occupied and keep families engaged. We even have our Harvest Wealth Group is a financial office here in town, and they're doing a homebound bingo. Anyone can play, and they have share a picture of you working from home, share a picture of your class now that you're homeschooling, and, you know, create a scavenger hunt and play. And they can post all of these pictures, and the bingo card, the activities are numbered, and the bingo card has all those numbers on it. So you have chances to win a prize if if you post these on your social media, and they monitor like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so that you can post these items. Just to it's just a fun way to keep people engaged, even though they're home.
But I think it's a good time to rediscover your community too, and kind of open, take a good look. And like I was saying before you all came on, we're like out cleaning neighborhoods. Like just go pick up trash. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a way of, you can wear gloves and a mask and everything and do things like that. What about in Visalia? Because you've got such a beautiful downtown district as well, Suzanne. Are people walking around? And because you've got like a historic walking tour, people can even do.
We do have the historic walking tour, and actually it was just recently redone, so it's even better than before. I think a lot of people in Visalia are trying to respect the stay-at-home order, so not as many people are doing that kind of thing. Our office is closed, so we're working remotely, so we kind of miss that visitor engagement. Seeing people face to face. Up until the very, just before the governor announced it, we had still had visitors from around the globe that were coming in. So I know that people love to travel and they love to get out. And that historic walking tour is a great way to get to know our downtown areas. It's doesn't take very long, but it's on a tour of all of the historic buildings, and it gives you a good insight to what Visalia was like and what it's like now. So it's a fun tour.
I want to do that. I know we were touching on that the last time we spoke, and to me, it's a really cool way to get to know your city again. Or even if you're, we can drive around a little bit. Gas prices are down. Thank you, California. You guys are like now at Arizona level pricing. I'm just saying, it's a good time. You can take day drives and things like that. So. Are the parks like closed 100%, right? So you can't go day driving through the park?
Correct. The National Park for sure.
Yeah, the National Park.
But National Forest is open. Areas that are closed because of snow likely. And we're still seeing some of that in a little bit higher elevations. Like I said, we had a little storm recently, but the lower elevations, you can still get out and do a drive through Yockel Valley. Is beautiful this time of year, and it's a beautiful day today, and we had a little rain this week, so everything's clean and green and great time to take a drive, even though you can't get into the national park. So
yeah. Now, Dawnette, are you okay? Because a lot of shops are closed right now, and they're doing online shopping. So I just want to check in and see, are you having withdrawals from shopping or shopping
I'm
online?
pretty sure that I am, but I'm guessing that my credit cards and my bank account are smiling because they're not feeling the impact they normally do. But I actually find myself so busy. We're working a lot with businesses, with all of the SBA loan programs and business counseling to keep them in business that I probably am not missing it as much. But definitely, I'm not the biggest online shopper, so I really like to follow my mantra of shopping local, and I like to touch and feel what I'm going to buy. So I'm in my withdrawals right now. I'll be better when shopping therapy opens up as normal in the near future. But keeping myself busy. And, when we were talking a little bit about the community, too, I wanted to just share something else that communities, across the world can do. We started a program called Glowing with Gratitude, and on Friday evenings, and now we're starting at 8 o'clock because to make sure that it's dark outside. Our community, we're having everybody light up your house, light up your front yard, or put candles out, come out with your flashlight, flash flashlight at your neighbors, from a far distance, and just show gratitude in our community for those folks who are still working in essential jobs. So people that are in healthcare, first responders, for us, agriculture. I mean, we're still feeding the world out of our area. So those folks are still going to work every day. Everyone, puts themselves at risk, the grocery store folks, pharmacists. So we're doing that as an every Friday thing. It was great. Last Friday was our kickoff, and we thought it was a one-time deal, but people loved it so much. They said, no, we want to get out, We want to light those candles, and people put out big displays too. It was pretty awesome, and some people put their Christmas lights back on. So we're really excited about that. It's that sense of community that we have here in Tulare, and people coming together and, showing support. We even had our police department, and, here, this part of this is to thank them too, but they went over to the hospital parking lot and played music and had their lights flashing to thank all of the hospital workers. So, it's just pretty cool kinds of things. And that's what you find in this region. This is community, and
I
that's
love
the
that.
most important thing for us.
Very cool.
I love that. See, that's what I was saying, that togetherness
That's so
is
cool.
so important. Donnette, because I know, I've been seeing you do a lot of Facebook Lives, and one thing you talk about is, the Small Business Association and things like that, and we need to look at the economics of what, this is an impactful time that, but there is some hope out there. I think there is, and some businesses are going to change of how they do things, and so there's going to be change, and we can't hide. Yeah. We have to move forward, and that's the thing. We have to all move forward together and network as much as you can online. We started our Big Blend Facebook community just for that, to get everyone connected, to move forward together, and I think that's the beautiful role of, CVBs, like Visit Visalia, Sequoia Tourism Council, both the chambers here, Exeter Chamber, Tulare Chambers, to use these, these organizations to work together virtually as much as we can, right, to keep moving forward as a traveler and as businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find out how strong your community is in times like this, and people gather together, and we're gathering virtually, so it's different, but people are gathering to be supportive and to work together to support each other, as much as they can. Again, with those, especially those small businesses, the restaurants that are being hit, other businesses as well in our community, small retailers, doing what we can to support them during this time. And also, through the chambers, we're dealing with in an instant, we have to, be assistive with helping people to get through this process right now that they're in of, applying for the stimulus packages, the CARES Act that's out there. But we also need to look at business recovery. So what's going to happen as we move forward? We do need to rethink our business plan, our marketing plans. We are offering, workshops for that virtually as well, so that people can start thinking ahead to when, things open up. We know there is that part of certainty that it is going to change. But how do we do business now? What do we look for in the future, and how could that be different for us and our businesses? I do think that, we're all being more innovative in what we're doing. That our chambers have to be innovative in what we're doing and how we operate and how we work with our businesses. But again, it is back to that, for me, that sense of community and support, that people are working together. But it's going to happen. We're going to be able to go back to the restaurants. We're going to go back to the shops that we like. We're going to be able to go back to work as normal in some point in time.
And we get to come drink
Hopefully
beer
sooner.
with you. We're going to do that as soon as we
can. Take you to breweries in our area. We, have some wine here. We have lots of great food, and we have all kinds of fun stuff too. You need to come visit the airplane. It is now the Flying Taco, so it's a lot of fun, and you get to hang out at the airplane that we have here in downtown and eat, and a lot of different things. There's so much that's offered in our Sequoia region. So we are the home to the big trees, absolutely, and then the home to so many really cool, quaint downtown areas with those local restaurants. We have a lot of farm to fork restaurants in our communities, wonderful experiences, and as you meander through our downtowns, you get to look at all those really cool murals and other art that we have available. Yeah. So, I want to be forward thinking. There are places that I, also like to get to go to when, I get my free time off. So I'm looking forward to those places and trying to learn more about other places right now that I might go to that I haven't been to, yet too.
Exactly.
So,
we have to put back in.
Discover-the-Sequoias, and we want to go visit other places as well.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as individuals and families and travelers, we need to put back into the economy as fast as we can. and maybe it's not as much, or maybe we have to change our footstep patterns a little bit, but do as much as you can, and get out there. And number one, it's healthy to get outside, get some fresh air, go have some fun. We all deserve some joy in our lives, so it's a win-win for everybody, and it's one thing we can all do is get back out as soon as we can. Suzanne, what are you looking forward to the most? And real quick, I want to say this. One thing is we all plan to move forward and get back out. For businesses, try really be part of these kinds of organizations. It's really important to have your businesses on websites, and while you're home, start dusting up your marketing materials, because really, as people start to travel, they're going to have to look at websites all the time, like chambers and visitor bureaus, and like Discover-the-Sequoias, because events some are going to stay, some are not. There's going to be a lot of change, so you're going to want to stay up with all these websites. So I would just say, if you can do it, try and join, organizations like Visit Visalia, Discover-the-Sequoias, ExeterChamber.com, Tulare-Chamber.org, those kinds of things, if you're in that area, to do that, because it really helps, and it's going to help the traveler to know that you're there. So just real quick, wanted to say that on the marketing side, because that's what I am. I'm into that. We've all got to work together and let people know what's going on. So, but Suzanne, what are you looking forward to the most?
I am looking forward to getting out into the fresh air, getting up into the park, and just having that freedom, and breathing that deep mountain air, and being able to climb to the top of Morro Rock and just look for infinity out over the Great Western Divide. And after having been in our houses for a long time, I think that people really want to do that, is get outside. And I had a woman that called today, please tell me a place where I can go walking or hiking right now. I just need to get outside and experience the beautiful outdoors. So that's where I'm going to be.
Awesome. Okay, so over to you, Sandy. What are you looking forward to doing?
Just getting out. I'm kind of with Dawnette. I miss going shopping. I miss being social with people.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to talk to people through windows and glass doors, and not being able to reach out and hug them. I went to do some blood work the other day, and I was standing there with my mask on and trying not to touch anything, and I caught myself smiling at people, and here I have a stupid mask on. I can't even see that I'm smiling at them. And I thought, okay, so now I have to nod my head, like, I see you, and try not to interact and stay away from them, because we do have to stay away, and we're supposed to stay home. And but you do have to get out and do certain things, and only when necessary. But it's just very unnatural for me. I'm much more of a social person than I thought I was.
Yeah. You are, and I think that's the thing. It's like we've all been punished. Go to your room. Stand in the corner. Don't talk to anybody. But it's there's just so many changes, and I think we all now know how to really properly wash our hands. So there we go. That's the thing. And we'll all get through this. And I'm not making light of the situation, because it is dire, but we have to have some humor and some light through this all. And one thing we can do is start traveling virtually as much as we can, and start planning, and look at travel as being your Christmas gifts. I'm already looking at that going, we have all these, holidays and celebrations, and I say give the gift of travel, because I think one thing we all learn is that getting out there and experiencing like the small town stores, and going into the mom and pop shops and restaurants, and going into the parks, that's something no one can take away from you. So a lot of us are sitting with good memories and going, oh, we need to make more. So this year I say let's all pledge that when it comes to gift giving, yes, give souvenirs and gifts but do it from the stores, from the experiences, where you get to actually breathe and look at what you're buying. I think we've kind of learned that from this, maybe, that experiences really matter. And so does getting out there and traveling. So everybody, Discover-the-Sequoias.com. Again, Dawnette's website over at Tulare Chamber of Commerce is TulareChamber.org. Sandy over in Exeter Chamber of Commerce with Walter the cat. Go to exeterchamber.com. And Suzanne over in Visalia, go to visitvisalia.com. Also, if you go to nationalparktraveling.com, you'll see a lot that we've done. We've got a lot of videos on there, jigsaw puzzles, stories, articles, a lot to help you plan. And you can even go to our Love Your Parks tour map. You'll see the parks on there that we've been to. So thank you, ladies, for joining us. I know you're all busy, with this situation, so we really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, thanks so much.
You take care and behave,
Yes,
and
take care of
we'll
yourself.
see you as soon as we can get there. All right.
Yes, looking forward
Absolutely.
to it.
And we'll give
Looking
you a big
forward
hug.
to
Okay,
Yes.
take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Be safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.